Good afternoon, East Alabama. Coming up on 2:32 Central, 3:32 Eastern on your Friday, June 30th, 2023. As we continue our severe weather coverage for East Alabama and West Georgia. And apparently the National Weather Service was listening to us on our last break because they have now issued a severe thunderstorm warning. And that severe thunderstorm warning is going to be for Lee, Southern Randolph, Eastern Tallapoosa, Chambers, and Southeastern Clay. And that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 3:30 p.m. This afternoon. So repeating once again, the National Weather Service issuing a severe thunderstorm warning now for that entire line that's in Alabama. Which is what I thought they should have done probably 30 minutes ago. But now they have decided to do that. So now we have a severe thunderstorm warning in place. In Clay, it's really from about Lineville east into Randolph County. And then in Randolph County, we're talking about Broughton Ridge, over to down to about Wadley. Severe thunderstorm warning there. Wadley, you're fixing to get hit pretty hard there. That thunderstorm is sitting right over Corinth or Forester's Chapel right now. That's moving to the south. So you folks out there at Southern Union, it's time to seek shelter indoors. And then that part of the cell is going to continue south. So Banda heads up. It's headed your way next. And it will probably get down there into Chambers County to around Milltown. And then probably eventually down around Shiloh, Union Hill, and then point south. But once again, a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Southern Randolph, extreme eastern Clay, eastern Tallapoosa, and all of Chambers and all of Lee. And then in Georgia, we have severe thunderstorm warnings for Troup and Harris County for that portion of the storm that's moving through Troup County. Now, just about done with LaGrange. It's slipping to the south of LaGrange. It's out there around I-85 and I-185 as that part of the storm moves south this afternoon as well. So that's what we're looking at now. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued by the National Weather Service. Again, extreme southern Randolph, extreme eastern Talladega, extreme eastern Clay, and then also extreme eastern Tallapoosa, all of Chambers, and all of Lee. Reports of a tree on a house in Roanoke. Nobody injured on that one. Still rain and thunder. County Road 61. Leaving South Carolina, headed to Alabama, then to Florida to board the ship. That sounds like fun. Somebody's going sailing. And you're welcome. I'm just checking the chat room right quick to see. Well, Miss Vivian, I've been telling you for about 24 hours this could happen. She said she wasn't ready for this. I hear you. We wasn't ready Sunday either. We got our behinds kicked up here Sunday afternoon. I'm just not going to lie to you about it. It happened. It happened fast. And we're still trying to recover from it up here. But again, if you're just joining us, Dr. Don with you on your Friday afternoon. We have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Southern Randolph, all of Chambers, all of Lee, eastern Tallapoosa, and southeastern Clay. Now, over there in Clay, this is not going to affect you up there in Delta. It's probably not going to affect you in Lineville, Ashland. You're looking good. I really think Alexander City and Lake Martin's going to escape this. We may see some stuff slip into the Daviston area, Camp Hill, Dadeville. You may be okay, though. We've got a gust front. You can see it right there running out to the southeast of Ashland. So we could get some development along that line. And then we could get some development right there just to the west of New Site. So, Lake Martin, Alexander City, you're not out of the woods yet. But certainly for now, the heaviest weather is going to pass off to your east. Wedowee, you're in the clear. Woodland, you're in the clear. Let's see, Bucktown, you're in the clear. Bowden, Carrollton, Anniston, Oxford, Heflin, all of you guys up there from Wedowee north and from Lineville north, pretty much. And from Franklin north over in Georgia, you're in the clear. The severe part of this is south of you now and stretches from just north of Wadley over to Roanoke. And Roanoke is about to be in the clear. And then over to about LaGrange and Greenville. And then south is where the severe threat is at the moment. Yeah, Pennon, you've got some hail just east of you, Miss Cecilia. And then north of you up there around Milltown, you've got a small, but you've got a heavy cell there. This stuff over here around Trammell Crossroads down to about Sykes is moving to the south, so that won't affect you. So in Pennon, you got all this stuff up here north of you, from Milltown all the way up to High Pine, and then up into Randolph County. Really, all this stuff all the way up to Cornhouse Creek it's moving south, so it's going to come right through the Pennon area. So you got a little ways to go before you get out of it down there at Newman Farms. Big change in temperature is absolutely correct. We started the day off extremely hot up here in northeast Georgia. Then we got about a 3-hour rain and dropped the temperature significantly up here. And it sure do feel good. Depending on how much sun we get for the rest of the day, the atmosphere will recharge, though, and we may go through this again tomorrow. And unfortunately, we may go through it again on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'm not saying that the exact same areas are going to get it every single day, but I think there's a better than average chance that we will see storms across the area, maybe in different locations in the area, but we'll see storms for the next 3 to 4 days. Limbs down on County Road on 87 in Randolph County, okay? If you're just joining us, again, the National Weather Service issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Randolph, Chambers, Lee, eastern Tallapoosa, southeastern Clay, Troup, and Harris counties of our coverage area. We'll put this in motion, kind of give you a general idea of the direction of the storms. Well, Roanoke, you're just about out of it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Most likely that thunder that you're hearing in downtown Roanoke is actually lightning that's taking place off to your west, back toward Wadley. because here's Roanoke. And you can see the storms are quickly moving to the south, and Roanoke should be. I mean, you may have a few sprinkles left in the next 30 minutes or so, but things should quickly start to improve in Roanoke. What about? There's a what about? Lafayette. You got a storm cell just north of you. I'm talking about up there around Buffalo. It's slowly sinking to the south. So heads up, Lafayette. You're about to get some pretty heavy rainfall, some gusty conditions, and maybe some hail. Hailing in the Corinth community. Don't doubt it at all. But things will start improving in Corinth here in the next few minutes as well. Valley, Alabama. Join the What About Club. Coming to you. I mean, it's knocking on the door right there in Lynette. So within the next 15, 20 minutes, it should be in Valley. A few trees down out there on Highway 22. If you live locally, it's known as the Roanoke Road. You will not find that on a map anywhere. But we're talking about, I'm assuming we're talking about Highway 22, about 3 miles before the Georgia state line. A couple of trees down on the road out there. No, she's not. We're talking about 109, I think. Okay, yeah, I think we're talking about 109, about 3 miles before the Georgia state line in Chambers County. We've got trees on the road going toward Rockstand, toward LaGrange. We do have a report of some trees and limbs down on 87. Savannah, it's never safe to stay in a mobile home during severe weather, ever. There's not different levels of severe weather. Severe weather is severe weather. The definition of a severe thunderstorm are winds in excess of 58 miles per hour and hail 1 inch or larger in diameter. The storm has to at least meet that minimum criteria to be a severe thunderstorm. Now, does that mean that part of the storm with those winds and that hail is going to move directly over you? Well, absolutely not. Nobody knows exactly where the heaviest part of the storm is going to move, but it's never safe to stay in a mobile home in any type of severe weather. Always be weather aware. Know that there's the potential for severe weather and have a plan to go somewhere else. And don't stay in a mobile home during severe weather. It's just not the safe thing to do. Bottom just fell out in West Point. I told you it's coming. Yeah, I know, right, Kim? Y'all won't have to water any gardens today. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you following us. Yeah, 278 to 109. I got you. I figured it out. It took me just a minute. My brain immediately went to Highway 22 because I lived in Roanoke, Alabama for 22 years. So that's where I immediately went to. But I figured out you was talking about 278 and 109. Well, no, you don't. Where do you live, Savannah? I don't know exactly where you are. If you're north of that line of storms, then you're okay now. But you got to find a friend. You got to find a family member. You got to find an Uber. You got to find somebody that lives across the street or down the road that you can walk to. You have to get creative and find a way to get out of a mobile home during times of severe weather because that's the safest thing to do. Heavy rain in Wadley. Getting some hail, very small. Roanoke's just about over. Yeah, looks pretty bad down there around Fredonia, Bobby. I see that. Let's see here. Valley, you should be joining the party about right now. Hughley. Heaviest part of that sale now is right there between West Point and Lynette, down to around Plant City. And Casita about to get in on the action as well. A little hail right there around Dudleyville, just north of Sykes, back up in Chambers County. And I got to be honest with you, the rest of it pretty much looks like it's losing its intensity. I mean, you got some heavy rain there in northern Chambers, but I don't see anything severe. Roanoke weather conditions should be improving tremendously. I mean, you should be probably seeing the sun now. If not, you will be in just a few moments. I mean, look, the cloud coverage is gone by the time you get up to Wedowee. Wedowee North, the sun's back out, and that's what's headed for Roanoke. We are beginning to get a cell to pop over here in Tallapoosa County, just south of New Site. North of Dadeville, up there just north of Jackson Gap. Not severe. It's not part of the severe thunderstorm warning. But the point is, you folks down here along and south of 280, that includes Lake Martin, pay attention to what's happening up there to your northeast with that storm that's developing just south of New Site. And I'll be honest with you, this entire line does not look nearly as significant as it did. Now, it may be cycling, it may be weakening, and then it may ramp back up. But the entire line doesn't look nearly as significant as it did earlier this afternoon. So we'll just kind of recap the situation for you right quick, and then we're going to step away. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for another few minutes for southern Randolph. Let's see here. Severe thunderstorm warning. I don't think that's the right one. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning expires in 40 minutes, but I don't think Randolph stays under it that long. I think they'll trim Randolph off here in just a few minutes. But officially, a severe thunderstorm warning continues for about another 40 minutes for southern Randolph, all of Chambers, all of Lee, extreme eastern Tallapoosa, and southeastern Clay. And then over in Georgia, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Heard and Troup County, and down into Harris. I'm sorry, Troup and Harris. Or did they just, wait a minute, they just trimmed that off, I think. Hang on. Yes, okay, so Troup County no longer, except for the extreme southern portions of Troup, LaGrange, you're no longer under that severe thunderstorm warning. So the severe thunderstorm warning for Troup has been trimmed down, and now it's just for the extreme southern part of the county and for Harris County, and that's in effect for another 24 minutes. And then over here in Alabama, I expect Randolph to get released from that thunderstorm warning at any moment. And even the Chambers part of this storm doesn't look as significant. at this hour, but they may elect to keep that warning in effect, and then it'll move on south down into Lee. We'll watch and see if that part of the storm intensifies again. And then we do have a few storms blowing up over here in Tallapoosa County, north central Tallapoosa County, but that's not part of the warning at this time. So that's the latest situation we have at the moment. We're going to continue to watch this for you, and if we get anything significant that I think you need to know, we'll come right back and continue with our coverage here on Dr. Don's Weather.